Do I have signed up as number 29? Next, I have Sylvester Capellino, Professor Louis Hecumano.
I'm Professor Louis Hecumano. Please do not count my minutes. I want to be polite and give you salutations for coming to hear the echo of our broken hearts. And this is regarding regulation identifier number 1090-AB05. I come before you this evening accompanied with the Tuhane of my ancestors who supported our beloved Queen by signing the massive Ku'e petition. I am giving you this evening so that you can verify that forever the annexation of Hawaii has been quelled by our signatures of old. We do not need Kana'i'oluwalu to override the dignity in which our family gathered these names and took to Washington, D.C. So it forever quells your questions of numbering and collecting. I make this part of my testimony this evening as evidence that forever quells the United States of America's advocacy to continue the strengthening hands upon our nation's throat. Our people were united with one heart, one voice, and one mind, and collectively as the people, the chiefs and heirs of the kingdom of Hawaii said, "A'ole" to the annexation of the Hawaiian kingdom, resoundingly forever. You do not have a right to force Kana'i'oluwalu on our people. Our beloved Queen Yokamani, recognized as the ruling monarch of Hawaii Kingdom, filed her official protest to the Secretary of State. Tonight, all those that wear the ribbons, this is the red ribbon, you remind them. Thank you for letting me know. The 1988 legal opinion done by the Department of Justice, I'll visit that. Will you say your name for us, for the record? You are from the Department of Justice. Would you say it for the record? Okay. The 1988 legal opinion was ruled that America is illegal here in Hawaii. And it says by Representative Ball, he says, it is characterized the effort to annex Hawaii by joint resolution after the defeat of the treaty. So there was no treaty of annexation, everyone. None. I will. It is a deliberate attempt to do unlawfully that which cannot be done lawfully. So what you do today can never be legal or lawful. The Hawaiian Homes Commission Act was created to have an apartheid government. You must be 50% in order to qualify. We are still waiting for water on our homestead land in Ka'u. And you ask us to go to the Department of Interior, who has ignored us, who watches us become the homeless on our own homelands. We cannot afford to buy this so-called house, you say. We can. We no more money. We no more credit. This is our land. I'm sorry, Professor. Okay, my summarization is ole! Congress, our heartfelt no. Our heartfelt no. We can restore our kingdom. We can be economically viable. But right now we have an apartheid government you offer. And we will become the new annex ones under Kanai dated January 1st. 1890. Okay? We do not want to be annexed. Our Ohana said, better ipo haku. Better ipo haku. We cannot say, yes, how sincere you think that you are. The only sincerity I would have agreed to if I saw John Kerry there. But he is not there, and he does not honor our Queen's official protest to restore her people and her kingdom. Do not come here and tell us how many times you counting. My children yet to know about this. My grandchildren are coming. How will you tell them? I know you want to shut me off so others can speak, but I have a resounding no to you. To my people, thank you. That you are not fooled by the Bulaya. Be the Bulaya! And the Bulaya!
All right. Thank you.
That's my sister. Okay. That's my sister. I am Kapuna. The oldest of 21 children. My mother had 21 children. I'm the last one of the last that's standing before you. I got to move off the land like everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle. And I am not intending to offend anybody. I would like everybody to talk. So, my professor, I know you had a lot to say, and I did not mean to get in your space. But I'm on Professor was number 34, and we have over 100. So the next person, number 36, Kaho'okahi Kaluha, Willie Poi Poi, and then I have, I apologize, Marcial is the last name. Do we have Kaho'okahi? All right. And then after Kaho'okahi is Willie Poi Poi. Sing.
Mai ko oi mo no kalai pu kai ai kalai wa ku mo le le wa ro nui ka ko kai ko ko no ki yo ko kai ka no ai ku ko ki ai na la mali o kona ku no ki au puni mo I ku o ko o Hawaii. Aloha, my name is Kaho'okai Kanuha. I am Kanaka. I am an Aboriginal resident of the Syrian and tranquil land of Kona and a citizen of the sovereign and independent nation state, the Kingdom of Hawaii. I come here tonight to speak on behalf of myself and on behalf of each and every one of my kupuna, my ancestors whose bones are buried beneath the land upon which we all live. I speak on their behalf, for I am physically them. I wish not to repeat and reiterate over and over again what has already been said, and what I hope you by now have mastered and memorized. That Hawaii, in fact, is not made up of only a native Hawaiian community, but we are indeed a multi-ethnic kingdom recognized as a sovereign independent nation state since November 28th of 1843, and by you folks in the United States of America, signed since July 6th of 1844. So, before I move on, let me clearly state that I, Kaho'okai Kanuha, say a'ole loa, no, to all 5 of your questions. On November 28th, 1843, that became a national holiday in the Kingdom of Hawaii. It is our Independence Day. Something sort of similar to what you guys will celebrate tomorrow. Another national holiday celebrated in the Kingdom of Hawaii is Laho Iho'i'ea, which is celebrated each 31st day of July and has been since 1843. In 1843, the islands of Hawaii were taken by force by a British warship captain, George Paulet. To make a long story pretty short, George Paulet, captain of the HMS Graceford of Great Britain, upon hearing about the mistreatment of British subjects in the kingdom, decided that he would take control. He threatened to make war on Honolulu if his demands were not met. Wanting to keep peace in the kingdom, our king, Kealakehe, under protest, had given away the life of our land and relinquished temporarily our sovereignty. Kealakehe wrote a protest letter to the British government. Upon that, Admiral Thomas was sent to Hawaii to investigate. He apologized for his actions taken by Lord Paulet, and on July 31st, 1843, declared that sovereignty be restored to Kealakehe. It was on this day that all British flags were taken down across Hawaii and the flag of the kingdom was raised once again. It is also on this day that our king, Kealakehe, declared, "Ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono," the model upon which our state chooses to use today, not recognizing that this has a direct relationship to the restoration of our kingdom and its sovereignty. It is due to the righteous act of the British government that the sovereignty of our land is preserved. While all of this taking place, however, our king Kealakehe already had delegates out internationally solidifying recognition of independence. So it was only a few months later that our sovereignty was formally recognized internationally through the Anglo-Franco Proclamation, in which it states that Her Majesty, the Queen of the United Kingdom and Great Britain and Ireland, and His Majesty, the King of the French, taking into consideration the existence in the Hawaiian Islands of a government capable of providing for the regularity of its relations with foreign nations, have thought it right to engage reciprocally to consider the Hawaiian Islands as an independent state, and never to take possession either directly or under the title of protectorate, or under any other form or any part of their territory upon which they are composed. The U.S. formally recognized this as well through a letter dated on July 6th, and they recognized in that letter that there was no need for a more formal type of recognition. Great Britain has shown in the past that they were a pono and righteous government by restoring our rightful sovereignty to our king on July 31st of 1843. Now, America, land of the free and home of the brave with liberty and justice for all. You too have a chance to show the world that you are indeed what you say you are. Now lastly, let it be known that I come from a people of absolute brilliance and who accomplish truly historical things. Do not believe even for 1 second that I am inferior to any of you in any way. Hawaii is my land, it is my home, it is my country, and it is my birthright. As James Kaulia, Hawaiian patriot, president of Pu'aloha Aina, said on September 6, 1897, protest forever the annexation of Hawaii until the very last Aloha Aina lives. Aloha Aina oe o mau mau, we hope.
Aloha. Do you fight questions? Aloha. My name is William Kealakehe. I was born here on the Big Island. You can go right now. Well, we want freedom. Freedom. A kingdom wants freedom. Let us go free back. Okay? Thank you.
Aloha, I have William Freitas and I have Cindy Freitas.
Aloha. I'm the grandson of Ka'au Lahi Ke o Kolome. Kai pani o Pahia Aupu. She never had a chance to sign no petition because during that time, our queen, Leo Kalani, was being dethroned. I am against the 5 questions that you have presented to us. I stick by my people and the Queen as we were as from that time until, like she said, until we can be one nation as we are. I'm already a sovereign nation. I'm not going to give up my sovereignty. And I encourage all Hawaiians not to give up your sovereign right to design. This I say in the name of Akua, Awamakua, and Aupupuna. Aloha.
Cindy Freitas, and then I'm sorry I'm saying it wrong. Nope, Kilina Nae Marcial.
We, as a Native Hawaiian society, live and prosper in our own natural environment for hundreds of years since our first contact with the Europeans. Bureaucracies in one form or another have dramatically influenced the change and manipulated the lives of all Native Hawaiians as a nation, which put us, the Native Hawaiian people, under threat. In short centuries, we have been transformed from self-sufficient, prosperous Native Hawaiian communities and governments into communities struggling to survive in the now the main non-Hawaiian society. Though most of our lands and natural resources were lost through treaties and acts of Congress, the lands and the resources remaining in Hawaiian ownerships were mismanaged by bureaucracies' incompetence. Our traditional economics were destroyed by colony invasions, disrupted the natural balance of Native Hawaiian trade. Though the course of being with the United States, often through formal treaties, we were forced to relinquish our ownership of millions of acres of land containing invaluable natural resources. In exchange, the United States was to protect our reserve land, rights and resources, as well as provide service to Native Hawaiian people. And again, empty bureaucracy promises, which puts the Native Hawaiians people under duress. Our self-sustained governments were rendered near useless as federal government exerted control over Native Hawaiians affairs. Our land bases were devastated by termination of policies. Many extended family was misplaced. Our Native Hawaiian people were forbidden to practice their religion, speak their languages, and maintain their culture, which put us Native Hawaiian people under corrosion. Yet, despite all of this, we Native Hawaiian people have proven we can survive. Now the self-government initiative has given us resolution not only to survive, but the opportunity to once again become self-sufficient, self-determining, and self-governed society. Self-government is fundamental under the right that the Native Hawaiian practices for hundreds of years before formation of the United States and federal government. We regain authority and control over our own affairs to carry out the Native Hawaiian governmental responsibility for our Native Hawaiian people, economically, socially, politically, and culturally. Only then will the true self-determination and self-sufficiency of the Native Hawaiian and the trust responsibility of the United States become reality, not simply empty bureaucracy promises. Also, part of the fundamental right is to design and prove the Native Hawaiian government with control and decision-making authority over the federal finances, resources provided for the benefit of the Native Hawaiian people. More importantly, self-government fosters the shaping of a new partnership between the Native Hawaiian and the United States in their nation-to-nation relationship. Self-governments provide administration the opportunity to Native Hawaiian governments to excuse their sovereignty with minimum federal invasion and involvement. Yeah, I know. Protecting the trust responsibility of the United States to the Native Hawaiian people as a nation, including our sacred treaties, are contained in enabling legislature as well as each negotiable compact of self-government, as well as evolving approach to work by participating Native Hawaiian in cooperation with the United States Congress and the executive branch as a nation. The Native Hawaiian government, by virtue of its own culture, tradition, and political, will determine its relationship with the United States, a relationship that may include directly federal, self-determination contract, self-governance compact, or some combination of these options. Native Hawaiian decisions are made regarding desired relationships with the United States. Taken as a whole, they will cause organized and functionable changes in the federal service bureaucracy. Over time, the redefinition of roles and responsibilities will strengthen the efforts of the new partnership as a nation. As such, the principles and practice of self-government are inseparable from the Native Hawaiian sovereignty as a nation. Thank you.
Thank you. I have number 38, Kealakehe Marcial, Jennifer Castro, and Ronald Mitchell. I have 98 people that have signed up, and as I indicated earlier, we will close at 9. So, do I have Kealakehe Marcial? I may be pronouncing it wrong. Number
Just like a volcano, as several of my family and friends know. I did not know when I came in here and signed that thing that I had to talk. However, I am a Trask, and we love to talk. And I have a lot to say, and I'll be quick because, okay. I am a Hawaiian, a native Hawaiian, as you can see. Just like you, Papa. And there were 6 children in our family. My mother said, "You are going to speak English better than those Howies." She sent us to Catholic school because my father, who was not Hawaiian, but was born on a ranch in Makawao, Maui, did not speak Hawaiian. And he was Catholic, she was Catholic, and we were all Catholics. They wanted us in those days to be more American than those damn Americans. Actually, my mother said those G-damn Americans. And many of my mother's generation agreed, as you know, Auntie. They agreed. Here's the gist of it. This is what we say when we're not on the microphone. Because I'm a Trask, I can say anything I want. We do not want to be Haole. We do not. We want to speak Hawaiian. We want our keiki to speak Hawaiian. We want, well, essentially we want our land back, but we're not going to get it because you know how that is. However, they put us on these reservations that they don't call them reservations. Pardon the English reader. They don't call them reservations. But look at our children. They speak pidgin. They don't finish school. And we are just like the American Indians who are so disenfranchised. We cannot let this go any longer. For our keiki, never mind us, I'll wait. For our keiki, our children and our children's children. My daughter is a Hawaiian attorney in Hawaii, and God bless her. And all the rest of the Trasks who are attorneys, I love you all, my cousins and my daughter. And we have to educate our children so that we can get the aina back.